Good day, welcome to Endurance Room. Hope everybody's doing good. That was pretty cool. I was just hiking in here. I'd set up my camera and a couple deer were coming by and we just kind of paused and felt each other out for a minute. A little yearling buck and yearling doe. They weren't alarmed. They're just checking me out, seeing what I was doing in their woods. I thought we could take a look at setting up the Plash Palatka today to make an enclosed shelter using just 2 ponchos. I set up enclosed shelters using 3 and 4 in the past. It kind of gives you a pyramid or a teepee style configuration that offers quite a bit of room, and it's really warm. The canvas helps retain your body heat. But today I was thinking about setting up a more minimal design. This is something that I've been trying to figure out for a while now, and a couple months ago I put this together. So this is pretty cool. I'm excited to show you guys. Check it out. In addition to the 2 ponchos, we've got 3 tent spikes, 2 toggles, and 2 hanks of paracord. To start it off, I'm going to tie a bowline in the end of my cordage. Take about 8 inches on the end here. Fold the rope over on itself, making a loop. And then fold the loop back up the tag, making a marlin spike hitch. You can put a toggle through here and lock it down. This is a really good, useful knot to know. But if you take the tag, run it through the loop you just made, you've got a bowline. This is a great knot to know. You can untie it after you don't need it, whereas an overhand loop, not so much. You're kind of stuck with it. So we use our bowline to make our ridge line for our shelter. Going around the tree, pulling it through our bowline, inserting a wooden toggle. This is our anchor. Then the ponchos. You're going to lay them together. The top poncho, the top layer, you want to orient so the armhole is going to be overlapped so the water will drain out, not going into your shelter. It's important to know. So we've got our ponchos anchored to the top. Pull the tag so it runs in between the 2 ponchos. This is going to form a ridge line under our top poncho. I'm pulling the cordage through the top poncho, and I want to find where it's going to be a nice snug fit with the poncho nice and extended, stretched out. And that's where I want to make my bite. I'm going to use the marlin spike hitch. I'm making a loop. So I've got my spot marked off with my finger here. Run the tag up through the loop. That's my spike hitch. I drop my tent spike down through the loop. Just pull it tight. Then we stake out the corners of both tarps. The second corner, stake down. For right now, I'm going to leave this out and walk you through it. So what you got here, for all intents and purposes, is a basic plow point with a second poncho mirroring the top. But instead of being tucked back in all the way to the end, we've got it pulled out, making more room. To secure the 2 ponchos together, I've got a second piece of paracord, pushing it up through the 2 buttonholes, lining them up, drop a little toggle through, and then run the cordage. So that secures that side. I'm going to use the marlin spike hitch again, put it right over top of my tent spike. I'll leave the remaining side open while you're setting up your camp, and whenever you're ready to get in, there's a surprising amount of room in here, and I already feel it getting warm from my body heat just being in this little space. So I would leave this open while you're setting up camp. Say maybe you had a fire You could have it right out front and you'd be toasty hot. But if you couldn't run a fire and you wanted to close it off and say maybe cut down on the bugs, all you gotta do is unstake that corner, line up the other grommet, and stake it back down. And then you can seal it up. So to seal it up and fully enclose it, you would simply just repeat what we did on the other side. Running a toggle through these buttonholes, just like so, and then running cordage down the length of it. If you didn't want to close it all the way up, there's a good bit of room in there. I think it's just under 8 feet from the top of the shelter down to the back end, so it's pretty good. This is the best option I've come up with so far for doing an enclosed shelter with 2 ponchos. If you have 3 and you don't mind carrying the extra weight, you can set up a really awesome enclosed shelter. 4, even better. I've got one more idea for an enclosed shelter using 2 ponchos. Let me set up a ridge line and we'll check it out. So we've got the 2 sides staked down and the back corner, making an elongated diamond. This is much longer than the other shelter. It's about 11 feet in length, maybe 10 feet, but it's much lower to the ground. But it is enclosed. Check it out. If you wanted to open up and get some more air flowing, and there you get airflow. So you could have your campfire right out here by this rock, and if you needed to close it up for whatever reason, just drop it off of the ridge line and stake it back down. Right on. There's 2 different designs for enclosed shelters with 2 ponchos. This would leave you a nice warm shelter. Not a lot of room, but it would be warm. If you got 2 ponchos, I say give it a go. It's worth having in your toolbox. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you got any questions, just leave me a comment below. Be well. Talk to you soon.